Hello everyone and welcome to Fleet's Sunday streaming. I hope you're all having as fantastic a day as I am. And I hope you're all having a fantastic weekend as I have been. So yeah, Fleet Sunday streaming is back. Hearts of Iron 4. Yeah, no, we are back in the thick of it. Welcome to I hope you're all looking forward to this as much as I am. Of course, I will actually say this now to remind those of you who are Fleet's Fantastic Funders who may or may not be watching. But don't forget to put in your questions for tomorrow's ramblings. It's very important. So, with all that out of the way, let's get on. Hello, Montana. What happened to the campaign? Well, it sort of reached a conclusion, didn't it? We'd gotten to the point where the Persian Empire was basically locked into a sort of a quasi-end state, if you will. And also, new year, new campaign. So, hmm. Hmm. That is an option. But let us look to tradition in Chile and think about how we're actually going to move forward. Oh my goodness, look at our mechanized and other trucks. Well. Chile. It's alright. Can make it work, can't we? Yes. Yes, we absolutely can. Okay, so. How do we move forwards in this? Well, there's a few keyways. Oh, look at that funny mothership. But, yes, we have a bunch of things that we ideally need to do. So let us actually move forwards and start doing them. So the first thing we need to do is look to acquire better industrial research. I think that's not a bad idea. To be fair, I've been toying with a few countries, and I decided on Chile because I kind of wanted to have a crack with them. Chilean aircraft carrier time. Yes, Montana, that is very much a possibility. But for now, what I want to do is I want to actually do... First things first, we want to actually lay down... three new... submarines to fill out our other flotilla, and then once they're done we will build 4 additional boats for each of our 2 flotillas to fill them out. Then once they're filled out, I'm going to lay down 2 new Almirante La Torre class battleships. Because, to be blunt, I'm not happy playing second fiddle to the Argentinians in terms of naval power. And we'll just keep building our guns. So let's get moving. There we go. There we go. Very good. There we go. Drop it down to 4 speed while the game just starts moving. Jolly D. That's those good old-fashioned values on which we used to rely. Oh, that's funny. No, I'm not sure on playing as the Chileans, so this may end up being a very short campaign. It depends entirely on how I'm feeling. I may choose to actually move to a nation like Bulgaria, or the German Reich, or the Soviet Union. To be fair, actually, I did a minor nation already, didn't I? I did Persia already. Do you know what? I think you people deserve, actually. Yeah, I think you folks deserve a major power. That's what I think. I think I'm doing you people dirty by actually doing a minor nation again. What do we think? Should I very quickly switch over to a major power rather than doing yet another minor nation? I think yes. We'll just very quickly do that. Because the last thing we want is another minor nation setup where we have to deal with the same old nonsense all over again. Question is, what nation do we play as? Me personally, I think the Soviet Union. Partially because it's a nation that I do play often, but not to the grandest of ambitions. Not tied up through multiplayer cooperation and conundrums. Didn't really... Yeah, because the thing is, we did a minor nation last time, and I feel like I owe the people a major. Can't believe I forgot about that. Oh yeah, I know, John South. This is why, like, you have light cruisers with both radar and seaplanes. Become Japan and attempt to kick America's ass. I mean, I could do that. I can absolutely do that. If that's what you want to see. I can absolutely do a Japan game. Okay, yeah, Montana wants to see a Japan game. Montana will have a Japan game. Alright. After all, Montana is one of my most loyal supporters. He shows up for every stream, every live, every video. Always likes and sometimes leaves a comment if he feels like he's got something to say. So of course, he should absolutely be rewarded for that. Having a single 1922 era hull with maxed out spotter planes in your task group is devastating and allows you to win battles you have no right winning and allows you to hunt subs with ease. Yeah, probably. I might end up building some seaplane carriers. Oh, there we go. Do that. Yep. Yep. Nope. Oh. Okay. Right, so, and we are now back. Welcome to Japan, people. Welcome to Japan. Oh, that's not really. No. That'll do. So, Japan. We need to prepare. We need to rather aggressively prepare. We need to massively upscale our military industry. Ready for the conflict in China. Obviously, we're sticking historical, so we will not be purging the Code of Faction. We will be sticking with Japan's plan of imperial conquest. There we go. Oh, no, no, this is an I go. It's not. That's very wrong looking. So this would be... I believe the correct icon would be U, because the other one is the later version of the tank. There we go. Okay, so let me just get rid of the naval stuff for a second. So we want to build some medium tanks, because those are very much our infantry tanks. So we've got... That's all being produced fairly well. What we need now is we need to start building our base. So we need our interwar carrier fighter. There we go. And that is close to a Ki-1. Not quite a Ki-1, but it's pretty close to one. And that is definitely not a Ki-3. That is nowhere close to a Ki-3. Can I find something that looks like a Ki-3? You're close enough for government work. So what we need now is we need new Army Air Corps fighters, which we'll get in a minute once we have the XP for them. So the first thing we need to do is sort out the Imperial Japanese Army. So, the first thing we do is we get all of our regular divisions. And our cavalry. There we go. Because these are all of our regulars, our full-sized divisions. The problem is, though, and I'll show you what I mean, is these divisions are, well, they're a bit chunky, as you can see. Which is fairly interesting. The problem is, though, in China, they tend to get they're a bit supply intense, shall we say. So we have our garrison divisions that garrison our outposts in the Pacific, and these are these. And while these can be used as second-line divisions in China, that's not really what you want to do with them. You want to basically have them constantly stationed on all of your islands, which is, well, what they're already doing. So these gentlemen go into a force called... This is the Pacific Theatre Garrisons. So then what they do is we'll give them a fairly reliable general, but someone a little bit old-fashioned, but... There we go. Old guard and a war hero. He can't do any harm this way. He can't mess up things. And of course, the main things you want to do is guard the ports in Imperial Japan. Like this. There we go. And make sure that everything is nicely guarded so we don't lose any of our territory. Always like to get everything organised before I start, just so that everything is as it should be. Very good. Okay, so in the main theatre, we have most of our forces sorted out with just a few things that we need to deal with. So actually, all of our forces are grouped into a single army group right now. But what I have not done is I have not grouped our armour or our motorised divisions. Now, our armoured forces are very much tanks backing up infantry, which is no bad thing. But I'd much prefer our light tanks to be working with our motorised infantry and have our medium armour do that job instead. But that can come later. We've got a year and a bit to prepare for the invasion of China. Because kicking it off too early ends up playing right into the Chinese's hands. And we kind of do not want to do that. Because that will lead to a great deal of problems. So, and of course we have our Marine Division, which will be preparing to land in Qingdao, just for the memes. Second Siege of Qingdao, anybody? And I know there's a gentleman here who I like for this job. Where is he? Ah, yes, you, because he has a commando, which means his out-of-supply penalties are much less. So, for our Field Marshal, we will have this gentleman. Samurai lineage, offensive doctrine, good stuff. For our generals, we've actually got some pretty good leaders. For our mobile divisions, probably want a cavalry officer. They'll be more inclined to head towards motorization and mechanization in their train of thought. Oh, it's not misleading content, Knight. It's just something I need to change. Knight, would you chill? It's a simple mistake. It's not that deep, my guy. It's not that deep, Knight. Come on. It's not the be-all and end-all of the world. Chill, dude. Seriously, it's not that deep. I just hadn't realized. It's not misleading content. Misleading content requires the intent actually be to mislead. If I was actively trying to mislead people, then it would be misleading content. It's not that deep, Chief. Right, so, Japanese Navy. Where are we? Okay, so we don't... So we have the Harana, Congo-class battle cruisers, which is all very good. So the only thing we have left... I think one of them's still in the process of being rebuilt. Yes, Hiei is still in the process of being built. So Soryu is being built. We need to lay down Hiryu, which will follow on from Soryu when Hiei is completed. So where are we? So, first fleet. So let's actually organize this into the Pacific Fleet. And what we will do is we will have... So let me just figure out where our... So Rugio is a 30+ knot carrier, so she can serve as part of the Kidabutai. And our... So again, move the Congos over to... So I'm just going to check and see quickly how fast do the Congos go. If the game will let me look at them. 29 and a bit knots. That's not too bad. I'm actually perfectly happy with that. That's nothing wrong with that. They're not really fast battleships. They're still really battle cruisers given their armor layout in this mod, which I'm honestly fine with. So, I just need to find where they all are. So, Nagato, the two Fusos, and a bunch of older cruisers are wrapped up in that portion of the force. There's a bunch of older cruisers and destroyers, so we need to lump them into that fleet. Just start really condensed. Oh, and there are the rest. So, Mutsu can go with the main battle line, and the heavy cruisers can go, and light cruisers can go with the carriers. Congo is going to that fleet, that's fine. Okay, so Kaga, she is slow. 29 knots, it's not too bad. What about a Kagi? How fast is she? Kagi is also 29 knots, that's fine. Two of the Congos are there. So actually, if we have a fast carrier force centered around Rugio's working with the battle fleet, and then we have a hammer blow, a slower carrier force, about 29, Akagi and Kaga working with the Congos, because they're both about 29, there's about not difference between them, so that makes them actually quite compatible. That will work quite well. So if I just very quickly, so Kaga can work with her sister. So again, I'm going to move most of the submarines down to this fleet, just so I've got them all in one place. So again, move the Kuma class over there, and get the subs down into that force so I know where they are. So where are we? So Ridge's been rebuilt. Oh, that's right, actually, so everything is as it should be, because I don't have that many carriers, because I haven't started Japan's build-up yet. So, yeah, I literally just have the three. I have Hosho, Rujo. Hosho is going to be serving with the battle line, because she'll have about the speed of the battle line, which is fine. Miyako class cruisers. Oh, good lord. You are abysmally slow. You are going to... Because the rest of you are mostly... Oh god! Cruiser mine layers, good lord. Oh yeah, you're all old, aren't you? Still quick though, some of you. So what I'll do is we'll take the cruiser mine layers, the Odo, and the Izumo out of the force into you for now. Ah, there's the rest of the battle fleet. I wonder where you'd all wandered off to. So Issei and Hyuga need to go up and join one Kentai. The rest of you can stay down here, because that means then you are... Because you're out in the Pacific, so you're the South Pacific Squadron. This will be the... Yeah, so this is the home fleet. So this is the home battle fleet, and this will be the home scouting force. Now, it may end up being that the scouting force becomes more powerful than the battle fleet, and that may end up being divided into two to form first and second home scouting force, but obviously we will cross that bridge when we come to it. I'm probably going to have Yamamoto in charge, because he can actually handle battleships and carriers equally well. This will be, and actually I will actually have you as a carrier force, as a scouting force, sorry, I should say. There we go. So next will be this. So I haven't quite decided what I'm doing here. Oh, no, so you're being the you are the Kidabutai. No, you're not. Sorry, you are the fast. So you're the Southeast Asian fleet. So let me make sure the overall fleet is called that. I know there's a lot of look, I like things to be as they need to be. Southeast Asian fleet, and you will be actually 12. Actually, let me just. So if I give some of the Fubukis, actually I'll have to wait to do that in it later. Southeast Asian fleet. The rest I actually need to wait for everything else to arrange itself. So while we're just waiting for that to happen, let's actually get the game rolling, and we can get everything sorted quickly. Okay. So, home battle fleet, home scouting group, which is fine. Haruna needs to join the Southeast Asian fleet, which, of course, her sister Hiei will also now join. The home scouting force may evolve into the Kidabutai. I'm not entirely sure. Depends entirely on how... When Soryu and Hiryu join up. Actually, how fast are you? Yeah, when Soryu and Hiryu and the other carriers start filtering in, the home scouting force may evolve into the Kidabutai. The Zuio and Shoho, though, are also bloody quick as well. They are really quick. What have the Japanese put into these carriers? Let's have a nosy. They're just cheaper carriers, but they're still fast carriers nonetheless. Okay. Small vessels, but still, not a bad thing. Okay, that's not too bad. Just check the air wings. Carrier, fighter, carrier, that's fine. And then on the Zuiho class there, they're smaller, but not by much. So actually I'm going to lump them into the home scouting force as well. What I might do is create a cheaper version of the Zuiho class to follow on from them. So this will be the historical light carrier, so the next version of this design will be the Ruiho class. I am probably butchering these pronunciations, I will admit. This will be another light carrier, so Ruiho class light carrier. And again, it will be probably slightly smaller. It doesn't. I don't need it to be that quick. That's the thing. So yeah, that's the early. That's Hosho's early carrier hull. Can I get civilian engines on this? I mean, to be fair, I can probably just work with a slightly quicker Hosho, actually. 27 knots. That's still too slow, though. Then again, actually, if I'm thinking about it, Rougeau is not a CVL. She's a CV. Japanese always classified her as a full-size carrier, even if she really technically wasn't. Actually, you know what? I will actually increase the build-out of the Zuiho class to 4 vessels, while I think about what needs to follow on from the Sorus, which will obviously be Zuikaku and Shokaku. Oh, hang on. 1 second. I almost forgot something important I need to do. It's 1936, so let me just very, very quickly... excuse me. Oh, I need to abandon the naval treaty. Oh, dang it. That's a problem. That's a problem. I didn't get it right at the start. Oh, damn it. Never mind. Well, I can at least cheat. That'll help. And then I can abandon the naval treaties when we get to 25% world tension during the war in China. It's not so bad. And there are certain ways to get around having to stick within the treaties. What colonies does Japan have in this? Historical. So it's 1936. So we have Korea, where we're brutalizing the populace. We have Manchuria, where we're helping the Manchurian government brutalize the populace. We have certain parts of eastern China, where we're, again, brutalizing the populace. Like, the list goes on. We have many places where we are brutalizing the populace. We also have Taiwan. Well, say it with me now. We're brutalizing the populace. Japan, in a nutshell. So, next thing I need to do is finish the revision of the fleet before I get distracted again. So we've got more subs, so bring them all into there. Group some of the older Minakati class into the Pacific Islands Squadron. Give it to one of our... Give it to this gentleman. Okay, so this should... So this will be the... Okay, right, so I know where I am now. So... Yeah, so you're all mostly older, but you're absolutely brand spanking new. So you lot can join Home Scouting Group to bulk that up. The rest of you can join these older ships, along with a bunch of these older vessels. You gentlemen can come up. You can stay there, and actually, how about 2, 5, and 9. So I'm going to put 3 of you in to bulk up to 12, and you there to bulk up that force, which will help that, because this is the China fleet. This is the fleet that will be responsible for helping prosecute the war in China. So Yubari leading a bunch of destroyers is the scouts, which is fine. And again, give it to a decent but middling admiral. It doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to perform miracles. I'm just waiting for things to happen right now. So make sure I'm treating on the naval treaties, which I am. Oh no! Oh, sorry, I can't abandon the treaties because I have to wait for the thing to run out, and then I'm like, I don't have to actually do it. Okay, so first things we need to do is we obviously grant, prioritize steel for... I'm sorry, I'm gonna have to prioritize steel for guns, because I need the extra military factories to, well, as you can see, we need rifles. We do not have enough rifles. There is a distinct lack of rifles in the Japanese army. We need more. Anyone got any rifles knocking around? We set up a light cruiser plus DD fleet supported by Hosho clones for ASW work. They don't need the speed, and the US will use subs. I do, yeah, I'm aware of that, but that's a little bit in the future for now. By the way, how are you liking the quality? I've actually figured out that my stream was actually massively compressing my resolution and my bitrate. What do you think of the actual quality of the stream? It's not one for one what I'm seeing, but it's pretty... It should be better than it was last time. I guess we've actually got... Oh no, we actually have an extra factory. Okay, so we need... I need more factories. Okay. Well, I need more aircraft, actually. So the first thing we need is... Hello, Tojo. Yeah, yes, you could... Yes, you can. Oh, we purged the Coda faction. Okay, Germany just collapsed into civil war. That was not expected. God knows which way they'll go. So obviously we will now guide the Zaibatsus, which I'm fine with. Oh, I need carrier cast, don't I? Because for some daft reason. Oh, we're already building. Wait, do we actually operate carrier cast? Or is that just something unneeded that I do not need? No, we do in fact operate carrier... Hang on a minute. Yeah, there we go. And of course, one of the main problems is that a lot of our carrier close air support aircraft could be stationed on a carrier, but are not. They're just currently sat here when they could be stationed on a carrier. Let me make sure that I've actually got... So, yeah, any aircraft that are not actually on carriers, but have the potential to be on carriers and should therefore be on carriers, they need to go and find themselves a carrier to sit on. Because, guys, we have land-based aircraft for a reason. We are not the actual Japanese. We do not need to infight and have two different air forces. Thank you. No, we are not going to... Oh, they've made it so that the US is one of your only trading options. Okay, that's not ideal. So we really have to play it cool. And ideally win in China before the embargo hits. Ideally. Okay, that's good. That's good. And then we'll get some units of rubber. Okay, so Hiryu is being built now. Along with her half-sister, which is fine. Okay, can we leave the... Yeah, we'll obviously accommodate civilian trains. Nope, we are not rejoining the Second London Naval Treaty. Did we leave? Not yet. No, we are not rejoining the Second London Naval Treaty. Nope, not rejoining it. Nope, not rejoining it. Thank you. No, I am not rejoining it. I've walked out of the treaties. Thank you. Germany collapsing into civil war is exactly what would happen if war does not start in 1939. Knight, it's 1936. Also, when Germany had a bit more time on the clock before a civil war or strife-driven collapse was imminent, Germany had until about 41 before the economy would really start to creak under the strain of being Nazi Germany. Basically, if you want the long and short of it. No. Ooh, way up. Hey, nice. Very good. Okay, so... everything's going mostly okay. It's not perfect, but it's definitely better than it was. I wonder, are there any people... the Russians are always good for a laugh. Let's see if they'll sell us some old Mosin Nagants they're not using. I'm sure we can get them to send us some old Mosin Nagants. Does fascist Germany actually have... Oh, no. So if fascist Germany wins, that's going to be a very boring game. So let me just... yes, the radio. Something that we need for the war in China, so we don't completely lose it. Nobody should be suffering from attrition right now. There should be... Everyone should be near a port or on a port. There should be nobody suffering from ridiculous levels of attrition. No, nobody is. Good. What I do need to do... National Mobilization Law, not yet. Obviously, Supremacy of the Battle Fleet, because then that gives us 2 Yamato class, which means we can get them earlier than Historical. And then build another pair. And then another pair after that. It's all happening here, folks. So what we have is the China Fleet, then... So this is the Southeast Asian Fleet. And if we group you into that, because so that's all there. Actually, yeah, send the Albers down to the Pacific Islands Squadron as a little bit of muscle. Southeast Asian Fleet. And this is the Southeast Asian Scouting Group. There we go. Southeast Asian Fleet's fairly important. Give that to Ozawa. He's a decent chap. He knows what he's doing. So this is... Oh, whoops. Are we able to build Yamatos yet? Not quite yet. We have the design all worked up, but we're going to have to wait a little bit. Okay, yeah, new fleet, please. Thank you. So what we're going to do... So we've got some of the old armoured cruisers and some of our older ships. So what we're going to do is these are... So split these down the middle. Sea Protection Force. Now this is basically a place for me to source some of my older ships that are still actually useful for guarding against commerce raiding. So this will be the... there we go. Obviously, when we get escort carriers, this is where they'll come to help bulk up these units. Since their slow speed won't matter with some of the older cruisers, you know, serving in these forces. And the last thing I want to do is alter... So those are cruiser submarines, mine layers, they're all... So those are mine layers. Yep, some cruiser submarines. You're all just subs, aren't you? Yes, you are. Okay, so you two can be merged. I'm actually going to send the 6 cruiser submarines to serve... in their own small fleet. Under Admiral Kiyogosha Hiwagasa class. And these are going to be our regular submarines. So this is the... Western Approaches Command, which is, yes, it's a little bit funny. You may all now laugh uproariously at Fleet's little inside joke. Or not. Either is fine. I got more new dockyards. That's fine. So we've got that. Marines know what we need. We need basic medical field supplies because we need to ensure that we lose as little men in China as we can, and we actually kill as many of the Chinese troops as we physically can. Honestly, decisive battle's just a better pick. It bulks up your general forces, which is something you actually kind of need. So there we go. So that's all going quite nicely. So we've got our carriers, which is fine. So, oh, sorry, you in here are you being built? Let me just check chat. Are you building up infrastructure? The problem is, not to put too fine a points on it, the infrastructure is actually fairly built up where we're starting from. The problem comes when we leave the start line. That's the real issue. And I need military factories more than I need infrastructure right now. I need to just continually upscale the amount of rifles we build. So I guess sea protection, Pacific Islands Squadron. Mine laying flotilla. First flotilla. Second flotilla. Oh, come on, I can't spell. Eastern Approaches Command. Go. Marvellous. Have we... So that's everything's going mostly as it should. So the 2 Tone-class cruisers. They should probably go to Home Scouting Force, I would suspect. Just check that none of my carriers are missing aircraft. Oh, Akagi and Kaga. Ah. Hello, Akagi and Kaga. You are missing... You are missing... Good lord, you can have far more aircraft than you currently operate, can't you? Yeah, I'm going to give you an additional pair of fighter aircraft. And you need to carry an additional pair of fighters and an additional set of torpedo bombers, which is good. So that means our... Oh, Hosho actually is lacking a strike package, so let's give her a strike package, which is good. There we go. We will be able to build Yamatos at some point in the future. I'm actually working towards that now through my focus tree. But for now, we're still focused on the land war in Asia. Yes, fighting a land war in Asia. Brilliant idea. Definitely won't backfire. Honestly, what's the worst that could possibly happen? I mean, come on, folks. How bad could it possibly be? Okay, so now that I actually have some factories spare, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn the mixed brigades from from light tanks to medium tanks. And I'm going to put our light tanks... first of all, I'm going to shrink the amount of trucks we have, because I absolutely do not want to burn through... first of all, I need the trucks to actually supply the troops in China, because, well, it's China. The railway network is not what you'd call extensive at this period in history. It exists, but it's by no means large and robust enough for us to rely on horse-drawn logistics. No, we need to realize this and work to motorize our logistics chain. So Igos are doing well, so now we need to look at our Hargos. So, our Hargos, they're not bad, they're very much infantry tanks, which is no bad thing. Igos, again, not bad either. In fact, even better as infantry tanks than the Hargos were, which is actually pretty good. Got a nice infantry support gun. Good stuff, actually. I need to make sure that everything is okay with our factories there. Oh, why are we paused? I must have accidentally hit the pause button by accident. Whoops-a-daisy. First flotilla, mine landing flotilla, second flotilla, third flotilla. We make sure that everything is visible on our naval construction queue as well. So we've got the Megami class light cruisers, and I'm actually going to keep them as light cruisers. Because, well, put it bluntly, Japan needs modern light cruisers. Modern, large light cruisers as well. And the Megamis fit that bill spectacularly. Speaking of which, Megami and Mikuma are actually already with the China fleet, which will be good for them. So Home Scouting Force construction is going well. This is all very, very, very good. Problem is I need more factories. I need more factories, people. I don't have enough. I don't believe in jinxes, Knight. Communist coup in Ethiopia. Oh boy, the UK's going communist. Well, that's a problem. They conceded to the trade unions. Well, goodbye United Kingdom, we hardly knew you, and goodbye British Empire. Nope, we're not rejoining the Second London Naval Treaty. I'm not doing it. I don't need to, I don't want to. So sorry, in here you were nearly done. There we go. So let's get field hospitals, because those are going to be quite useful. Standard taxes, nothing wrong with that. And let's actually get to work on our aircraft. So, let's upgrade our fleet. So, Ki-27s. Interesting aircraft. Good monoplane fighter. Fairly basic, but capable enough to do the job asked of it. So, have a supercharger. Pair of light machine guns. Semi-elliptical wing. Non-strategic material usage, which I'm fine with. Don't have any optics, sadly. So yep, that's fine. It is a bog standard Ki-27. Not really anything to write home about, but hey ho, that's the way it goes. There we go. So for our close air support aircraft in this era, so have some bomb locks. So yeah, Ki-32 again, fairly standard close air support aircraft, straight wing. So nice inline engine. You want a turbocharger for an aircraft that is dive brakes, and we want a single light machine gun turret. Then again, this will probably be a Kawasaki design. So Ki-32. Oh wait, hang on. I don't need to actually do that. There we go. And let me assign this to, again, Kawasaki International Industries. Medium bomber design can wait for now. Doesn't keep moving forwards. There we go. They have revisited their colonial policy. Well, Britain making an incredibly based move. Self-determination. It's all good. That's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. Let everybody live free. Good stuff. Realistic for the time period? No, absolutely not. But funny? Yes, very much so. Let me just... oh, come on, give me national ideas. There we go. So, anti-protest laws. Give me some more population I can conscript into the armed forces. What an excellent idea that would be. Truly, we are a brilliant, brilliant, brilliant set of gentlemen, and we will create real change in the world. And definitely it won't backfire in our faces with explosive tendencies. Definitely won't start a war with the US for no good reason and lead to the destruction of literally about 80 years of Japanese history after the Meiji Restoration. They didn't even get to a century. Like, they didn't even get to a century of Imperial Japan. It didn't even last that long. I got more rifles, please. Thank you. Okay, so next thing I need is, so for our mechanized, add some light tanks. And now we need a Type 97 Hargo B. Type 95 B Hargo. So this will maintain the same normal setup that we're used to, but will sacrifice armor protection for a more potent engine. And we'll move on to gasoline. It'll still be reliable enough to actually make things work, and we'll fit it with fuel drums for operating in China, because, again, it's operating in China. Fuel drums, they're kind of important. not assign it to an arsenal, it won't actually... We don't have the equipment, but that's fine. Now our light tank is actually faster than walking pace, which is good. And let me just actually convert the old light tanks, which will help us as we move forwards. So again, so government propaganda. We want United Front. Nice, steady, solid advance. Not doing anything too funny. And there we go, the ultimate battleship, so that will lay down the 2 Yamatos early, which is fantastic, because that means we don't have to wait for the treaty to expire, which I think we can all agree we're all in favour of not waiting for the treaty to expire. Because that will just never get us anywhere. Oh, God damn it, YouTube chat's gone onto top chat. Now, what I thought was missing messages. Yeah, good lord. No wonder people are saying I'm missing things. It was on top chat, not live. I think Japan could win if the Japanese mainland was 100 times its size in area. Yeah. Yeah, the problem is, though, they're going for self-determination as we know it today, Night, which is, you know, I'm all for it, it's great. But it does mean that the British Empire is basically going to cease to exist at a time when the world could kind of use it existing for a tiny bit longer. So we need more aircraft, actually. A lot more. But we actually have experience now to design the A5M. Which is excellent. Again, same thing as before, so... Radial engine, supercharger, non-strategic materials usage, designed by Yokosuka. It's the A5M. There we go, let's get rid of all of that just so I can actually see what I'm doing. And then we want a carrier dive bomber. Just straight wings, it's fine. So again, 1 radial engine. There we go. Dive brakes, and light machine gun turret. And again, designed by Yokosuka for work with the Navy. And then we come to our naval bomber, which in this particular case is actually the B5N. So again, decent radial engine, turbocharger, light machine gun turret, and of course non-strategic materials usage to reduce the amount. Oh, hang on, I forgot to actually make it. I couldn't actually afford to. Never mind, so I didn't actually miss anything. So there we go. Now we actually have our aircraft coming into service as they should be. Very good indeed. So again, so we have the ultimate battleship, so we laid those down. Now we need the liaison conference. Wilhelm II has returned to the German Empire. Oh boy, this is going to... That means Europe's in for a bit of the old radical restructuring. That'll be interesting. Using the word interesting the same way I would use minor changes to the way in which the world works. In essence, a gross understatement of reality. Right, and let me just check on where the Yamato class are. Aha! Excellent. Yamato. Unfortunately, these aren't the Yamatos that we know. These are the correct Yamatos. And these ones are missing a bunch of stuff. But that's fine. They can be refitted into the proper Yamatos once they have actually completed their construction. Which should not actually take too long. The important thing was to get them laid down and in service quickly. There we go, dispersed industry, and improved machine tools to increase the amount that we build relatively rapidly. There's only one thing I want to do, is these divisions I actually want to add a Corps of Light Infantry to, because that increases their breakthrough and decreases their weight and supply usage. I also want to add a machine gun company, and a company. Do we need flamethrower? Yeah, go on, because that'll help our boys do breakthrough in China proper, which could be very useful. I think we can all agree. Where are we? Military High Command. Oh, Army Logistics. Excellent. That will massively decrease the rate at which we take losses. I should probably also bulk up the Marines, if I can. Actually, no. I should probably give them reconnaissance, given how effective that actually is in bulking up the effectiveness of divisions. And how many can I train? Another set. That's fine. Which is absolutely fine. Of course, we can't sign the Tripartite Pact because, well, Germany is not part of the Axis. There we go. So then we want to do the National Mobilization Law, and then we want to nationalize. Oh, Italy's abandoned the Naval Treaty, and so will we. Excellent. The naval treaties are kill, which is good. That is excellent. Oh, an available special project. Oh, come on, we're Japan. You know we gotta do it to them. The comedy of being Japan and doing things like battle carriers will never not be funny. So yeah, nuclear research facility. Aviation facility for our intercontinental bombers, because again, the US is over there, we are over here. If I want to drop the bomb on them, I need the yeah, no, I mean, Korea could have been held through horrific brutalization of the populace, but China was always going to be untenable. But then again, Japan wasn't planning to conquer China. They wanted to restructure it. Look at, like, Manchuria. They wanted to restructure it into things like Manchuria. Things which are, at least in the medium term, sustainable. Oh, good lord. The Hindenburg didn't die. Excellent. There we go. So we've got that, 10, 10, 10, and then I will... Where are we? So let me just build up a forward air base there very quickly. Just ahead of whatever else we're waiting for. There we go. Reinforced stocks. What an excellent idea that is. Can I afford to build more infantry? Actually, I build 2 units of infantry, and then let me actually make the cavalry into a decent supporting element for our infantry, and then let's train some more of them. That's support equipment we're missing. Okay. Okay. So let me just there we go. So just do that real quick. There we go. Basic medium airframe. National mobilization law, if you please. Where are we? Oh, range improvement. That is something that we absolutely need. And let me bring a new general in for this. And let me actually split the tanks off into the different armies, because they are We need another one, actually, to work with the army groups. We are actually missing a bit of support equipment, but that's okay. I'm sure we can fill that. Is there anyone on the international market selling support equipment that Japan can buy? No one. Well, that is unfortunate. That is actually very unfortunate. That could be a minor problem. Actually, I only need one medium tank a day. I'm not expecting stupidly aggressive combat operations with the medium tanks. Prototype division available. Performance. Wish it would tell me. No, coordination. Coordination is best. Means our battle carriers will actually be organised. If we choose to build any. Which we may not. But it would be a good flagship to have in the South Pacific. Maybe a good place for one of the Iseis and Hyugas to end up. Should I choose to convert them into such? Which I may not. I'm stressing this now. I may choose to not convert them. So the flight crew did not screw up the approach landing. I'm not entirely sure what killed the Hindenburg. There's been a lot of speculation on it. No, we're Japan. We're decisive battle doctrine. We're not air-sea operations. I mean, come on. Okay, that's fine. Obviously, we want to get into more large airframes because, well, yes, without those, we can't actually, get, okay, so we prioritized the army, didn't we? So we need to prioritize naval aircraft construction to bring everything back into balance. Especially since, well, Navy aircraft are slower to build and will always have less factories on them. Okay, there we go. So we will get... No, we don't want to get steel from the US. We want to get steel from the Russians. Oh, and I can actually trade with the Russians for my oil, which means, haha, US, your embargoes have no effect anymore. Cower before my magnificence. There we go. Okay, so that is all fine. Good. Everything is going very, very, very well. Let me just bring that armoured division to full readiness a little bit early, just so that I have got even divisions across both sides. You definitely need reconnaissance. Oh, the Nationalists got their teeth kicked in. And of course our mainline divisions could do with some artillery in their support, just to help them break into China proper. And to be fair, so could our medium tank companies. Because, well, again, we have plenty of artillery. Let's actually use it, shall we? Dispersed industry, this is good. We don't want our factories getting blown to Kingdom Come by some funny bloke in a B-29. Because that will happen. That's the last thing that we want. Oh, wait. Ah, good. Heavy machine guns. Testing the Soviets. Nah, there's no point. We're going to be fighting a land war in Asia in a minute. Oh, that reminds me. Oh, what were the secret police called? In Japan. Oh, come on. Kempeta, wasn't it? There we go. Military police, and that means that these gentlemen can guard our areas of control, which is good. Where are we? There we are. There we go. Survival studies, which will be good for later down the line. And there we actually have enough support equipment now to keep everything running, which is fantastic. The only thing I actually do want to do is I do want to train up some of these light divisions to work with our Marines. So I want so one unit of 10, and then another unit of 10. The reason I want these is that when the Marines have secured a landing, these gentlemen come in and they hold the beach. And then the Marines go off and do another landing, and it continually pulls more and more Chinese troops off the northern front. And constantly makes their AI, well, the Chinese military, retask troops over and over and over again. Speaking of which, actually, we're overdue. So let's start getting things ready. So this is the... Oh, wow. Yamamoto did not mess around. Good lord. He really did not mess around there. That was fast. Improved radio. Good idea. And I think we should also probably get... it's a little bit ahead of time, but it's not worth waiting for. Yeah, US, I'm not backing down. I am about to fight a major war. Please don't bother me with silly nonsense again, please. Thank you. Can I actually afford to... Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I thought we were building trucks. Have I been coasting on my supply of trucks all this time? Apparently, yes. Yes, I apparently have been. Well, that explains a lot, doesn't it? Oh, the Soviets just collapsed into civil war. The only person not having a civil war is me, and I am absolutely glad I am not having a civil war. That would be a very silly thing to do. Okay, so let me just actually... Okay, so... you two go there. You lot go there. Why? Okay, so the front line is... Oh, yes, it is the Chinese United Front. Okay. Which is fine. There's only one more thing I want to do quickly, which is... Let's bring up the bulk of the Air Force to the front. Get it ready to go. Let me also get the... China fleet ready to go. There we go. And then, of course, the Sea Protection Unit will guard commerce around Japan to ensure our supplies actually get through. Which is fine. There we go. Build more trucks per day, because trucks are going to be important. Okay. Our generals seem fairly confident in success, and to be fair, I can't say I blame them. The Japanese are staring down the barrel of a load. The Chinese are staring down the barrel of a loaded gun. And there we go. Production. Production. The ability to produce things at a rapid rate. Sustain. Oh dear, China. This was a mistake, wasn't it? Well, I'm sorry to say this, but you have angered the me, and you will now pay. Oh, and I forgot to summon the elector counts, as it were. There we go. There we go. And excellent. We are now... The Sino-Japanese War is now underway. And let us cross into Shaanxi proper. Return those actually to Minjiang. There we go. Naval invasion is underway, which is good. There we go. We will seize Qingdao in the opening minutes of the war. Beijing is proving a slightly tougher nut to crack than I would appreciate, but the war always starts a little bit slow and then builds up as you go forwards. Australia's declared independence, but that's not surprising. The British were going to let them go anyway. And to be fair, Australia was already an independent government. It was just tied to Westminster through the Dominion system. We lost a single destroyer, but the Chinese Navy is gradually getting its feet blown off. There goes Canada. Labour. Excellent. We will make our prisoners do labour. Which is fine. It's not surprising that we would make the prisoners do labour. 17 minutes to Bruce ships? Yes. And to be fair, with the Sino-Japanese War underway, I think that is a very good place to actually leave it. Thank you everyone for coming to Fleet Sunday Stream. Tune in next week when we will actually fight the Sino-Japanese War. Hope you've all enjoyed.